Today I became a homeowner. It's not official yet, but I'm a homeowner. I got a call from Melvin and he was asking about my living situation because I had mentioned that my lease was about to be up. And Shanice and I have been going back and forth because she wants to move out. I want her to move out. She needs a place, but on her salary, what she wants, which is a space for herself, she can't afford to maintain financially. My rent here is $475 a month plus electricity, and she couldn't even make the application for that because the landlady said she didn't make enough. Now, once she becomes a teacher, she'll be getting an increase in pay, and she probably could. But until then, she's still here. She's 27. She'll be 28 this year. And I feel if she's going to be here and she's making money, then you need to split the bills. I had initially offered when I came out of transplant and was back home recovering, I offered as her birthday and Christmas gift to give her first month's rent and deposit. But even if I do that, she has to find a place that she can maintain. And so that's the long background. And I told her if I'm about to renew rent as of my lease as of June 1st, and my landlady's increasing it from $475 to $490 a month, and it's a month-to-month lease. And she said if I don't tell her by April 30th that I am given a 30 days notice that I'm moving at the end of May, then she's going to assume that I will be renewing the lease and I have to do another income application, and I'm no longer working full-time. I got laid off during my cancer bout, and I'm only working part-time, which is at the church. And that income, I know, is not enough to continue to live here based on what she requires. And so I told Shanice if she was still here that I would put her name on the lease so that it's both our incomes and we can split it and we'll be able to stay. So I told Melvin all of that, and he called today and questioned again. And so I repeated all of that. And he said he had an offer for me, that he and Miriam had bought a home, and they've been recently buying mobile homes and renovating them and then reselling them. And he had done a couple in Iowa. But as far as I know, this was going to be the first one in Omaha. And so they had bought a mobile home, and he had said he was done with that. But anyhow, he told me that it needed a couple little repairs and so on. And he wanted to know if I was interested. And so I asked if it was just a rental or if it was a rent to own or what the situation was. And so he said, well, he didn't know what my financial situation was. And so I told him how much I had in savings and what I had in my 401k. And he said that because I was a member of their family and been a member of their family for so long, that they were not trying to make money on me. And so if I would pay for the renovations that needed to be done and give them back what they put into the home, it would be mine. The home would be mine. It's in a mobile home park, and so there's a lot fee for the ground that it's on, and that's $395 a month. But the home would be mine. I'd just pay the utilities. And so it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom mobile home. And he asked me if I was sitting down. And I said I was. And he said, because you either need to be sitting down or you're going to be jumping. And I'm like, okay, I'm sitting down, but you're scaring me. And he said, "You ready for this?" They had purchased the home for $6,000. And so for $6,000, but whatever plus whatever it cost to do the renovations, the home would be mine 100%. And all I would have to continue to do is pay the lot fee. But I would have my own home, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. And he said, "Are you dressed?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am." He said, "Well, meet me in 15 minutes and I'll take you to it." And so I told him I needed to get off the phone because I was getting really emotional and numb at it all for God and how He opens doors that I know no one else could open. It's only within the last year that I've finally become open about owning my own home. Previous to that, I'd always said I never wanted my own home, but it was out of fear that I couldn't get my finances together and I would get rejected. And rejection is one thing that I really have a hard time dealing with. And I was afraid that I didn't deserve it. I'd so screwed up so many times in my life that to have a home that was mine, that no one could take away from me, that I didn't have a mortgage. That was the thing I was afraid of, that I'd get into something and then I wouldn't be able to have to pay the mortgage and the bank could come and take it. But this is a situation where it's mine. No one can take it from me. And so I went with him and I saw it. It's in a really nice mobile park. It's really well kept. Most of the people are retired around, so it's really quiet. No parties, no rowdy anything. It has a carport, which is like a covered area for your car. So if I was by myself, my car would be under there. With Shanice and myself, we just have to figure out how we're going to park because there's no on-street parking like on a permanent basis. If somebody's visiting you, yes. But in terms of like overnight and stuff with her living there, we have to figure out a way for her to park under the carport with me. Melvin said, she can park sideways behind me when the weather's nice. And in the winter, if I back in, then just both our fronts would be covered under the carport because it's open except for the covering. And then no snow would get on the windows, just the back, which is easier to defrost. It has a full deck that was built on the front, so you could have chairs and just sit down outside and relax. There is a lawn area, not very big, that the lot owner, I hear, is really anal and he wants you to have the grass cut every week. But he said there's someone in the neighborhood that cuts grass for $5 or $10, and he has an extra mower if Shanice wants to get out there and mow. Or he could come by and mow it for me. There's a tool shed that if there's stuff I have that can't fit in the house, could store it in the tool shed. 2 bedrooms, ceiling fan, a step-up kitchen area where you could put a small dining area or a freezer in there and have the dining area in the living room area. We could decide how the layout will be. Lots of counter space in the kitchen, gas stove, and fridge, pantry area. Space that I could put a small freezer so I can stock up on meats and stuff. That's the biggest problem I have is freezer space. Tons of counter space so that Shanice would feel wonderful when it comes to baking. The bathroom, he's gonna tear out the floor and replace that washer and dryer in the bathroom. Yes, don't have to go anywhere to wash clothes. Bedrooms have nice closet area, tons of closet space in the main bedrooms. For that, I'm thankful. The bedrooms are dark paneling like how it used to be in my father's office. But he said we could paint over that and lighten the room. Um, Shower curtain. There's a really low lip for the shower, so it looks like if your shower curtain doesn't go right down to the ground and cover it, could wet up the floor. So he suggested if we get a curved shower rod, that it would help keep the shower curtain inside and stop the floor from getting wet. Um, a linen closet in the bathroom so you can store your towels and washcloths and toiletries and stuff. With just far more storage space than I have here, and I've been living here for 3 years. Um, Need to get Shanice a bed, and I'm excited. I'm excited to have a home. Right now, Merriman Melvin and Shanice and myself are the main ones that know. I know he's going to tell Grandma and Grandpa because he's going to get their help. He said it'd be about 2-3 weeks of renovation, so I can give Ellen my notice before the 30th of April that I will be moving out and I have a home. You'll get Grandpa to help him with some of the renovations, and then we can have a painting party. Can get some people from the church to come and help, and we can paint. He's going to show me some swatches. I told him he's going to tear out the carpet because it smells like old people, and there were older people that lived there. And I told him I only wanted carpets in the bedroom, that everywhere else I wanted hardwood floors, the slats that you can fit in that look like hardwood. But I have a home that I can decorate and paint and change colors if that's what I want to do. And you don't have to worry about you can't do damage to the walls because it's not yours. It's mine. And Shanice can decorate her room however she wants. And when she finally does move on, which she will, but when she finally does move on, I can still take care of myself and still have my home. And I told her, I know, if I should die and leave it, she'll have her own and she won't need it, but I can leave it for my grandchildren. Or, no, leave it for my grandchildren, because why would I want to go get something else that I have to get a mortgage for? But I have a home. And if I should marry someone that has his home and choose that that's where we move into, I still have my home that I can rent, that I can make money. Maybe that's how I pay how I handle retirement, worrying about the 401k and all that. Rent from that could so definitely be an income for me. But I'm a homeowner. I didn't think I would talk this long, but I'm in awe of God. I've shed a couple tears. I have no words. I want to talk about it, but I don't know how to talk about it. And so I thought I'd do this video. I own a home, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that's perfect for me. That even when Shanice moves on, I would have a guest room. If somebody came up to visit, they'd have some place to stay. And so I have a home. Colette Cleone Knight at the age of 56 has her first